This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Woo! Boy, I shouldn't be wearing a sweater still, but I mean, I just roll home and get this stuff ripped up here for you. However, I took a few extra moments today to actually write down my thoughts. All right, this hasn't happened in about 3 or 4 months since I last wrote down my thoughts for an entire video, so get prepared. This one's gonna be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially, countdown is 15 days away from the Stanley Cup playoffs, beginning with the play-ins on August 1st. So definitely, if you're new to the channel right now and you're coming over here saying, what is this guy talking about Connor and Leon for? Well, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be talking a lot of Connor and Leon, a lot of Edmonton Oilers, August 1st at 1 o'clock p.m. See, I'm already getting my times mixed up, but it's scheduled. I ain't going to forget. We're going to get that live stream off at 12:30, and we're going to get going on this playoff run. But before that, you know what? We've got a whole bunch to talk about. And right, one thing is, who is going to carry this team through the playoffs? Sportsnet put out a title video, and I caught a little bit of it. I haven't caught the whole part, but I am springboarding off my own different direction in terms of the Oilers being carried by Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Now, obviously, in years previous, that's been the case. Yes, they'd be a terrible team with O'Connor and Leon. But here's the thing. All of a sudden, this year, we've got piece after piece after piece that can build this Oilers team up to be a lot more than the Leon and Connor show. Now, obviously, anytime you got Leon and Connor on your team, it's going to be the Leon and Connor show, but there's more to it than that, right? You think about the sneaky ability of Archibald and Sheehan to carry things short-handed and, of course, chip in those important goals when it matters most. Then you've got that fourth line that I've been raving about, the defense, which did a 180 from the year previous and actually did very, very well this year compared to most typical Oilers defensive years up until the last few games where Nurse was really liking to put his knee on the ice every time the puck came into the zone. But, I mean, don't get it, right? You do crazy things to defend, and you hope the puck stays out of your net. But that besides, when it comes down to Leon and Connor carrying the team through the playoffs, that can't be the case, and that absolutely won't be the case except for one certain department of Edmonton Oilers hockey, my friends, that being the want department, right? The want for the cup, the drive for the cup, the will to win. That is where Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid have to carry the Oilers. Now, obviously, hold on. You're saying Connor and Leon want the cup more than Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. We'll get to that, because there's something here to it that we have to mix into the whole factoring of this, and you'll understand it in a moment. But end of the day, when it comes down to why Connor and Leon need to lead, right? Leadership in the want department, the need department, the we want this because department. Connor and Leon need that personally, number one, for themselves, to make their statement as greats of the game and cement their place in hockey history, right? Obviously, if Connor McDavid goes his full career without winning a cup, we'll talk about him as a great could have been, right? He was a great hockey player in the regular season, but never did anything in the playoffs. Obviously, yeah, you can make the playoffs and make the third or fourth round, Stanley Cup finals 3 or 4 times in your career. If you don't win a cup, guess what? 90% of people in the NHL won't remember that you made it to a cup final or two. They will remember that you didn't win a cup. So that is why, obviously, number one, when it comes to this playoff run, Connor and Leon need this, want this the most, because that secures their spot. Hold on, what about Nuge? Pause yourself, please. Calm down. Now, this is, again, to not say that they have to carry the team. It's the will factor and the leadership aspect, right? When it comes down to it, you've got a guy wearing your C and wearing your A that are the guys I'm talking about, Connor and Leon, that have to will this team to a cup. And I'm not saying, obviously, will this team on the ice. That, again, that is called carrying the team. What I'm talking is in the leadership department. When times get tough on the bench, when times are tough in the locker room, it's time for Connor and Leon to step up. Now, you can say what you will about a Darnell Nurse or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but guys, these are the best 2 players in the 2019-2020 NHL season. If it isn't coming from them, driving home the fact that we need to win and win now, I don't know. We are a little backwards. Yes, you've got stories, right? Obviously, there is every single storyline you could possibly have to this Oilers team. However, end of day, Connor and Leon winning a cup does wonders for them, the city of Edmonton, and the NHL in North America and across the globe. So there's a lot more focused on Connor and Leon than just, you know what, the Edmonton Oilers and one storyline. So now, why is it that Connor and Leon have to be the ones to sit here and lead the way? And not Nuge. Why not Nuge? Why isn't Nuge the one that wants it most? Why isn't Nuge the one that leads this team through the dark times in the playoffs and stuff like that? Because guess what? Nugent Hopkins is the foundation. He is what this entire Oilers team has been built on. If you think this entire team has been built around Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, I invite you to look at who the longest serving Oiler is and tell me how this team has not been built around Nugent Hopkins. Because Nugent Hopkins isn't here if this team's built around Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. They would be then theoretically the longest tenured Oilers and why they're built around, right? Next longest tenured I think is Clefbaum. So make up your mind how you want to look at it. It's Nugent Hopkins is the foundation of this team. So, why? Why is Nugent Hopkins not the one that should want this most? That thing. To put it this way, the fans should want the cup most for Nugent Hopkins. Obviously, yes. This cup is for Colby, but secondarily, it is for Ryan Nugent Hopkins. But at the end of the day, why McDavid and Draisaitl need to step up and be the leaders in the want department is Nuge has wanted success for the Oilers since way back in 2011. The guy is tired of carrying the want department. The guy has been beaten down by carrying the want department. Let him enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. And I swear to goodness, if I see anybody out there, seriously, if I see anybody out there blaming Nugent Hopkins as the reason we lose the playoffs, just like I know we've had some people over the history of this channel blame Jordan Eberle for losing the playoffs in 17, guys, priorities, wrong place, get a grip, move on, either call yourself an Oilers fan or don't, because you can't have it both ways. Call yourself an Oilers fan and blame Nuge for the failures of the team. All right, this guy is heart and soul. This guy is the foundation, and that is why Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl need to get this done in a leadership aspect for Nugent Hopkins. Yes, the main focus, the goal is this cup is for Colby Cave. However, as I said, secondarily, this cup is the reward for Nugent Hopkins' patient, the reward for the Oilers sticking around Nugent Hopkins, the reward for everything everyone who has been around this team since 1990 has suffered as an Oilers fan, right? What one thing nobody talks about, absolutely nobody on my channel has ever talked about, the pain of losing Doug Weight way back when, because from everything I read, the Oilers couldn't pay the guy. Sorry, I was literally eating at the kids' table still, so sorry, can't give you a play-by-play history through my eyes, but that's what I've read, and nobody talks about that. There are guys that have been done wrong in this organization, and you know what? Now the fans can be done right, Colby Cave can be done right, Nugent Hopkins can be done right, and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl can cement their place among hockey greatness and in the NHL history books by wanting and leading this Oilers team on and off the ice, but primarily off the ice, to the Stanley Cup, because there's going to be enough guys on the ice that want this, but off the ice, it's got to be Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Not to say that Nuge, Nurse, Clefbaum, Bear, Athanasiou, Yamamoto, Kazian, you name it, James Neal, Alex Chiasson, who wants a second, Mike Smith, Mikko Kosk, throw every name in the hat. They don't want it as bad. But at the end of the day, Connor and Leon have to deliver this for the team. Off the ice. In the leadership role, it's them who have to step up, and everybody else will do according to them, right? If Connor and Leon are saying the right things, you're kidding me if everyone ain't playing the right way on the ice. Yes, talk about what you will, Tippett-wise. Tippett'll do Tippett, and we don't have to worry about that. Tippett did fantastic in the regular season doing the right thing. faith is there, we're not even having that discussion, all right? And you know what? End of the day, when Leon and Connor want something off the ice, they get it, right? Leon Draisaitl, entry interviews this year, said he wanted playoffs. The goal was playoffs. Guess what Leon Draisaitl got? He got playoffs. Connor McDavid wanted improvement, wanted success in Edmonton. Guess what Connor McDavid got? Improvement and success, and he's got a chance at the Cup starting August 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all you need to know about the Oilers being carried by Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. It's not an on-ice thing. It's not a they have to go out there and score every single goal. It's not like that anymore. It's about the leadership aspect. It's about get the job done off the ice, and the rest falls into place on the ice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson Dolynny. This is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.